What is up, Prince Squad? I am back with another live stream. Just had to turn my air off to make sure that you guys can hear me pretty good. So let me know how everything is sounding and looking. I did start a few seconds early today, so hopefully people will join in shortly. So today the thing that I'm planning to talk about is your customer experiences, because I had a bad customer experience this week, and I've had them in the past. I mean, that wasn't the first one. I've had quite a few, and that actually was not the worst one, believe it or not. But a lot of times you have customers that come in and you try to give your best customer service, and sometimes you will have customers that you will not be able to satisfy, that will just give you problems the whole time that you have to deal with them. What's up, Gina Gill? How you doing? Let me turn my ringer off. I forgot to turn it off before I started. How you doing, Cheryl? But today I was wanting to, since I had that experience this week or last week with the customer, I was gonna try to talk a little bit about that. All right, Maria, thank you for, I'm sorry, Marla, thank you for tuning in however long you can tune in. What's up, Cersei Production? You said 12 revisions and printed first draft of what? You talking about of the design or whatever? Oh, my bad. Yeah, that is the subject. I read that and I'm thinking you writing a book or something. What is up, Terrence? Yeah, I actually had a customer one time that came in. I think I have actually told about this before, but they came in and they ordered some brown shirts, and it was for some type of little fall festival thing. And this is when I was doing water-based inks, and they wanted orange on the brown, but when they I showed them the exact orange that I was going to be using, and by the time I printed the shirts, I guess they changed their mind. And at that time, there was, you know, as I have been doing this business, I have learned things as I went and changed things as I went. And at that time, I did not require a deposit. So I ended up, because the woman didn't like the color of the shirts, I mean of the ink on the shirts, after I printed the shirts, ended up losing money, losing that whole order, because she wouldn't pay because the ink wasn't the color orange she thought it was going to be. So after that, what's up, Scooby-Doo? How you doing, Karma Rose? But after that experience, I did change up, and you know, I required for you to pay a half deposit. And also, I've got a printing agreement where you have to sign it, and it basically explains to you, you know, even if you change your mind once you have submitted this order, the only thing I can do is give you your shirts, because you have paid for the shirts, especially if it's a color shirts that I probably don't need or can't use, or a color that would take me a long time to get rid of. You know, when you pay your deposit, that's covering the t-shirt, so I can give you those shirts, and that's it. No refunds on personalized orders. Let me go back and see if I have, how you doing, Jan's Experience, if I have missed anyone. Robbie, I guess that's Robbie. Mandy, how you doing? Yeah, I got a hard time pronouncing your name. Robbie, is that it? Robbie Mahdi? I'm sorry, I'm not the best reader it is out there. But I appreciate you tuning in, though, even though I cannot pronounce your name correctly. How you doing, Jason? DJ Keystyle says, where can I get that type of agreement? I just made it up with, you know, I just kind of looked at some of the things that I guess that I wanted to let my customers know, and things that, you know, things that I just felt like needed to go into the agreement. So basically it is saying that you know, when they order the shirt, if it's a group order, that's considered one item, because I have had issues with that. You know, when they come in, you know, it was just basically something I just made. It wasn't really, I didn't get any help with it from anywhere. I just kind of sat down and I was like, okay, these are the problems that I have right here. So I have to put this list of problems that I have into I guess a sentence form, you know, so that I can make a few paragraphs and explain everything that they need. Cersei Seductions. I don't know where my mind is at today. Cersei Productions. 50% down every time. Also count out at pickup. Always a customer trying to get free shirts. Yeah, that's something that I have in my agreement also. I have you know, whenever you come in, like when you first make your order, you have to sign I have two different lines that the customer signs, and I have a place at the bottom that I sign agreeing to have it ready for them on time, you know. And I also allow them to use that as a receipt unless they need another receipt, because that, you know, that kind of keeps me from having to write out the receipts, a lot of receipts or whatever, because if they come in, they pay half, then usually I can just give them a full receipt at the end showing that they paid half, instead of a receipt saying, okay, this is what they paid and then another receipt. So you know, I include that in there, that, you know, whenever you pick your shirts up, either you can count them right there in front of me, or I can count them for you if I don't have a lot going on at that time. And I kind of like to count them for them, because, you know, if they count them, they may miscount or whatever. You know, I'm kind of used to counting the shirts, so I know how to do it quickly and go ahead and get it done. Let me pop this thing out to make it easier. Oh, it covered up the whole screen. I didn't need it to do that. Alright. What's up, Diz Majiz? What's up, Chrissy Corey? Gina, I have to get with you on that. How you doing, Lou? Just trying to make sure that what's up, Dion Stewart, that I acknowledge everybody. Coma Rose, how you doing? I want to know, you said, I want to know if you can recommend a budget laptop that will be able to run Silhouette Studio or Photoshop efficiently. I wouldn't want to get any laptop that is less than a, doggone it, I can't even think of what it is now, an i5 processor or whatever. And that way you can multitask and do, you know, because sometimes you might be working on a design and you might have to go online and email somebody, you know, something that wouldn't really slow down when you're multitasking. So I would recommend something with an i5 processor. I don't have any offhand right now. The one that I have actually has an i7 processor, and now they got I think the i9 processor coming out, so I'll probably be wanting to upgrade, even though I just got that one this year, the one that I have. But the one before this one had an i5, and I didn't really have any issues with it. Actually, it still works. I just wanted something that I could do like mobile video editing on, because at that time I was having to do all my video editing at home. The audio is not good. Let me see what the problem is, and let me turn off this air. Yeah, y'all said the audio is kind of raspy. I don't know what's going on. Let me unplug and plug it back in. Hopefully, is that any better for the audio right there? I don't know, I'm having all kind of difficulties. Last time I live streamed, I used the Google Hangouts or whatever. Okay, can y'all hear me now? I'll turn down the volume a little bit because some people were saying try lowering the volume to see if that helps any. I think the volume is back, I believe. Let me see, I got one more mic to turn on, so let me turn that one on. Okay, all right, I think the mic system is back. Okay, all right, I just had it really loud or something, I don't know. My bad, y'all, my bad. If it's ever any problems with the audio, let me know, because sometimes when I change the program and stuff like that, I don't know. And I hate Windows 10. All of my computers except for this new one is Windows 10, and I have so many issues with Windows 10. I can't even print from my laser printer without having to turn both of them off and turn them back on. Like when I come in and try to print something, like if I just came to the shop and I sit down and try to print something, it'll tell me that the computer is offline with Windows 10, but with everything else, okay, now I'm low. All right, let me turn it back up. All right, can y'all hear me better now? Hopefully y'all can hear me better now. Let me go to one other thing. All right, hopefully this is helping. All right, is that any better? Somebody said turn your mic and the headphones up. All right, can y'all hear I can't even talk. Hear any better now? Yeah, I didn't turn it down. It just went down when after I guess unplugged the mic and plugged it back in. I had to go back and turn it back on for the mic. How you doing, Full Rusher? It's going pretty good. All right, Scoob, thanks. Cersei Production says, Karma, just get an i5 processor or higher with the best video card you can afford. All right, now the live stream health is back up, so hopefully y'all have, well, it just went back down to poor. I was gonna say hopefully y'all have good video and audio at the same time, but all right, Valdez Brown, how you doing? How you doing, Chrissy? All right, I was trying to talk a little bit, if y'all want to share some of y'all experiences with customers, the worst customer experience. I don't know if everybody saw my video on Friday when I told about a customer that I had last week, but I actually had a customer that cussed me out one time. She had came in, and every year, Dion Stewart says, do I do this full time? Yes, this is the only job that I have. But this lady, she always come in every year to order shirts. Well, actually, she came like 2 or 3 years in a row to order shirts for her son that had died. He was in high school and he had passed or whatever. And it had been a few years since that happened, but she always used to come in here and get shirts done. So she had ordered a whole bunch of shirts, and she paid half for her deposit. But when she came back to pick the shirts up, she didn't have all the money. So she was like, well, this is all the money from the people who paid. Okay, if she read the contract, or the I call it a t-shirt agreement, but it's basically a contract, but the print agreement, not t-shirt agreement, but on there it tells you, what's up, Prince and More? It tells you that if you make a group order, it's considered one item. That's the only way that you get the discounted pricing, is by me dealing only with one person, whoever you have to represent. Oh, I'm telling about it. I'm telling about it, Jason. Or are you waiting on the customer to curse you out? But yeah, I had when she came in to get the shirts or whatever, some ladies, 2 other ladies was with her, and they came to help her and everything. So when she realized she wasn't going to be able to get her shirts because a few people hadn't paid, I think it might have been maybe 5 to 7 people that had not paid for their shirts, and I wouldn't let her get them. And she just went off on me. I mean, she got to cursing and everything, and told me she wasn't never gonna come back. I mean, just all kind of stuff. So we ended up talking or whatever, and they was having whatever the little, they have like a little event every year for her son, and they live probably about 20 miles from here in Pleasant Hill, Louisiana, actually. And I ended up she ended up coming up with a little bit more money, and I think I might have had like maybe 3 shirts left or something like that. And once she came up with a little bit more money, I was like, okay, I'll tell you what, you have bought enough shirts, I will go ahead and let you get your shirts or whatever. But the ladies, once she had cursed me out and everything, she kind of left out. I guess she had got too mad. And whenever she left out, the ladies was apologizing for her. They was like, I am so embarrassed. I mean, I was telling them, it's nothing for y'all to be embarrassed about. Y'all didn't do anything. She the one that cursed me out or whatever. But I did later find out that lady was on drugs and stuff. So, I don't know if she even was in control of what she did, but she did not come back here to get any more shirts done. I don't know if she's still doing the event or not for her son, but she did not come back. But I did not, I was as nice as I could, and I showed her on the print agreement and explained it to her, but, and I also told her, in the future, you should take payments before you take their order, and that way you don't have to worry about this. And I always tell my customers that. Gina Gill said, oh, she was talking about to somebody else. Next time, show them your butt. Let me see. Sursy Production says, we just had a bad customer that waited weeks to approve business cards, then let them sit for 2 weeks before she picked them up, and was mad at me for delays. Excuse me. I have customers that do that sometimes, like especially with video editing. Like I did some video transfers. I actually did one video transfer for a lady, and she never did come. And actually a day that I had to leave early, she ended up coming, and she called me or whatever. And I was like, I had to take my son to football practice, so I was unable to meet with her that day, because I can't leave him. Well, I'm not going to leave him. Some parents do, but I'm not going to leave my son at football practice. And if something happened and he get hurt and I'm not there, I want to be right there so I can see everything that happens. But hopefully she'll come back next week. But it's been like 2 weeks since I did her video thing, and I had another guy. I did several videos for him, and he was supposed to come Friday and pick them up, and has not showed up. So I require a deposit for that, for them to get their videos back. But usually when it's stuff like that, a lot of times they'll have, like with the t-shirt customers, they usually need their shirts by a certain time. A lot of times with the video customers, especially transfers, it's just some videos that they had kind of laying around, and they was like, let me try to get these done. Some of them don't even know what's on there, they don't even know what's on the videos that they're getting done. Let me see. All right, Sursy Production, you said you're heading out. I'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate you watching. And let me see what I missed. Full Russia says, the worst thing I felt with the customer is I did an image of a character how they asked for the shirt, and they kept asking for the boobs and the butt to be bigger. And made me start over twice. That's funny. They should have said that in the beginning, huh? Let me see. Valdez Brown said, missed out on $7,000 on 3 family reunions in one weekend because the transfer company shipped my transfers too late, but they were all cool about it. Yeah, sometimes you will have those very understanding customers. I like when I have those, and I actually have had customers that's like repeat customers, and I had one customer, she wanted the print on the back. Actually, I did the video of it, those booty watcher shirts, the ones that says I'm here with the booty watcher and I'm here to watch booty. Y'all might remember seeing those that video, but it was supposed to be on the back, but I accidentally did it on the front. And you know, I called the lady to pick them up, and then I was looking at her sheet, because I always like mark it off and file the sheet away, and I'm looking on there, and I saw that it said the print was supposed to be on the back. So I called her back right quick, because I had just called her and texted her and was like, hey, I'm done with your order. So I called her because I didn't want her to be on the way, because I was about to redo the shirts, but she was like, you know what, that's fine, we'll take them. So because she was so understanding, I gave her half off on her next shirt, and she went ahead and ordered another shirt right then. Full Russia says, I need to get a new laptop too. When I design, sometimes it freezes and stalls progress. Scooby-Doo said, I fired a customer. I have the patience of Job, my bad. But she got my last non-existent nerve. Got on my last non-existent nerve. Diz Majiz said, T-shirt chick, I always do 5 deposits. 50 final payment. Look, I'm thinking about something else while I'm reading this. I'm sorry. It's my nephew's birthday today, and he's kind of waiting on me. They had having his little get together today. I always do 50 deposit and 50 final payment. You don't get nothing until the balance is paid in full. I agree with that. Let me see. No, Scoob, that guy that called me, he haven't came yet. He may or may not come. I don't know. Sometimes they don't want to pay the price that I tell them, even though if you look around, that's really a cheap price compared to a lot of places. But yeah, that's why I was telling him he need to be real specific, because he seemed like he was talking about he's not that picky, but he seemed like it on that phone. So if he do show up, I have to have a long talk with him. Robbie Madi said, I just messed up an expensive hoodie with Sister vinyl. Well, the guy washed it and dried it the same day. That's another thing too that you can offer for your customers is care instructions, because some of the materials you put on there say to wait 24 hours before you wash it. I don't know what vinyl you were using or whatever, but some of it does tell you to wait 24 hours before you wash it. Full Russia says, I hate when customers order stuff and don't pay after finishing printing. I just can't figure out a way to make my website do deposits. Make them pay. If you got a website, make them pay the whole price. That's what I feel like is the good thing about the website. I have actually got a couple of people to pay for their orders online, and I tell them, when you do that, you pay for the whole thing. And when they do that, I don't charge them shipping. I don't charge them shipping. I don't charge them taxes when they do it on there usually. And that's kind of a thing, you know, you can go on there and you can do it, and you won't get charged taxes. Carmen Rose says, is there a product under $400 that I can get to start off? I have a video on how to start a t-shirt business for $500 or less, and it really depends on what equipment you purchase as to how much it costs. You can, and that 500 or less actually includes a few supplies, you know, not like a whole bunch of supplies, but you can get a few supplies to kind of, you know, play around with your equipment and try to get you know, try to learn how to do everything before you actually buy the bigger rolls of the vinyl. How you doing, Grace? Dion Stewart says, I've just started to do vinyl, but I'm thinking about getting into screens. Is it a hard transition? The hardest part about it, I felt like, was burning screens, because when I first started out, I was using a work light, like the, you know, like the little work lights that you get at like Lowe's or somewhere. But once and like when I was doing that, I was having an issue like burning a good screen every time. Like sometimes I would have to burn 2 or 3 screens before I had a usable one to come out. But if you do something like get a U-do, or, you know, some people even build their own exposure units or find you a reasonably priced exposure unit, then I don't feel like nothing is hard after that. The only other thing is getting your technique down, you know. And when, you know, with screen print, I know when I first started, I was doing the water-based inks, but I used to always somehow get like a whole bunch of extra ink out. I don't even know what I used to do, but, you know, that it didn't take long to get over that. But I think the hardest thing is burning the screens. How you doing, Antonio Curry? Scooby-Doo says, it sounds like you didn't press the vinyl at the correct temperature, Robbie. Let me see. Look, I just dropped my boys off over there because I was doing something to my hair today. It was taking me a little bit longer. It's still probably looking crazy on camera, but I had told him I was going to come pick him up because he was gone yesterday, and they had a birthday party that they went to Friday, and it was actually in Shreveport, and they didn't get back until late. So I wasn't able to get him a gift yet, because when I asked him what he wanted, he didn't really know. He was just like, he don't want nothing. So, you know, and then he was like, I want something SpongeBob or whatever. So because he didn't tell me nothing specific, I was just like, well, I'm gonna come pick you up and we'll go, and I'll let you pick out whatever you want. So yeah, he's waiting on me now. Antonio Curry said, I don't do complicated customer. I will refund the entire order. I had some customers that I kind of wanted to refund. I have gave a refund before, you know, because they wanted something that was kind of hard, and then it's like they, I guess, couldn't wait for me to design it, or couldn't wait for me to do whatever whatever they needed me to do. So I ended up giving the money back. But I have had a couple of customers that kept calling and stuff like that. You know, if I tell a customer I'm gonna do something, if something happened and I can't do it, I'm gonna be the first person to call and try to get that right. Oh, he'll be all right. He'll be all right, because they eat meat over there and I don't. So, you know, I'm going to have to grab me something to eat before I go over there. Jules Shelton said, who was the company that failed to send the transfers on time? And how you doing, Jewel? Yeah, and Gina, if you have a... No, you wasn't the one. Somebody asked about the laptop. If you have an Amazon store card, you can actually save a little bit. And if you don't have one, you can apply for one. You can And if you spend up to a certain amount, you can get either 6 or 12 months without a payment, and also with the Best Buy Visa card too. I mean 6 months no interest. I said 6 months no payments. You have to make payments, but let me see. How you doing, Charles Ezenet? Let me try to catch back up on here. Dion Stewart says, do I have videos on burning screens? Yes, I do. I have a playlist called how to print t-shirts or how to make t-shirts, step by step or whatever, and it should be in that playlist. Jason N says, I have a homemade exposure unit and a Vastec unit. The homemade one seemed to work better. How you doing, Mr. Love Delos? Lou Richard says, is anybody using Etsy to sell? If so, is that working for you? A friend of mine, Tammy, uses Etsy, but I don't know if she's on here or not. She told me she's gonna try to tune in, but I don't think she's on here. Let me see. Antonio Curry says, customers who look for discounts are the worst to deal with. How you doing, Jewel? Oh, I already spoke to you earlier. Let me see. Thanks, Dion. Let me see. Bridget says she have sold a few, but it's too much competition. How you doing, Tia Iru Mason, if that's how you pronounce it? Welcome to the print squad. And your question is, do you use full color CAD vinyl prints often? No, I don't do them often. I try to limit them to about 2 or 3 colors, because I don't like having to layer the vinyl, because a lot of times the vinyl will shrink up and stuff, and depending on how perfect it has to be for the design to come out right. But I try to limit it to like 2 or 3 colors. Chrissy Corey says, I've been looking at the heat presses. How do you know the correct pressure for a shirt? And does it mess up the shirt or design if you apply too much pressure? I have not had any issues with applying the pressure. Some of the materials that you use will tell you what, to tell you heavy or light pressure, but I pretty much use one pressure for everything. I just had, as long as it's not real hard to let the handle down on the press, that's pretty much, and I have not had any issues with anything. Tiaru Mason says, and if so, how do you determine whether you're going to use them or screen printing? Like, if somebody comes in and order one shirt, then I would do vinyl printing. But if somebody comes in and order like 12 shirts or or more, or depending on the design too. Some stuff, like with screen printing, you can print more detailed designs. You cannot it's some things you won't be able to print using vinyl. So it kind of depends on the design and the number of shirts, but the The vinyl is mostly for small orders, and like if you want to do personalizing for like the back of the shirt, like if all the shirts have the same print on the front, you could do screen printing on the front and you can do vinyl on the back. Or if somebody come in and they order 20 shirts and all of the shirts are different, then that may be a time to use vinyl. Imagination Apparel says, do you charge for artwork? I have had problems with customers requiring multiple revisions, then getting upset when I tell them any additional charges will cost. No, but I do tell them, like the first time, like when I do a design, if it's a problem with it, I will fix it, but any after that is going to be extra. And I don't really have that, because the way I do, like if somebody come in and they order a shirt, unless they order like 1 or 2 shirts, then I do a few designs. Like what I'll do is, like, I might do the same design using the same image, like clip art image, and I might change the fonts, or I might use the same font on some of them and change the image. Like, like it might be like a race car. It might be a different race car on one and have the same font, or it might have a different, something like that, where it's not where I'm doing like a whole bunch of completely different designs, just kind of variations of the designs. And usually they'll choose one, and sometimes they may say, okay, I like this, but can you use that font? And then I'll change that, and send it to them and make sure they like everything okay, and then I go ahead and print once I get approval. But no, I don't charge for artwork. But if I have to do more than like the first revision and another, I give them that one chance to get it revised. But after that, then I will start charging. I tell them it's a $25 art fee for each revision after that. But I actually have not had to do that. Dion Stewart says, I haven't sold anything yet, LOL. I sold my press to get another one, but I'm coming. Dion Clothing Co. I will see y'all at the top. All right, Dion. Full Russia says, Imagination Apparel, I don't charge at the moment. Simple to make the deal cheaper for the customers. And think a few typos. Heed them to come back. Get them to come back. You welcome T Mason, because I'm sure I'm butchering that name. Scooby-Doo says, Dion, where your designs? I'm telling you, that's how I get work. Man, my face is itching or something. I don't know what's going on. No, T Mason, I do not do sublimation printing at this time. That's something that I am wanting to get into pretty soon. I'm wanting to convert my T120 printer, my HP T120, into a sublimation printer. How you doing, Angela? I don't really just have a supplier for the athletic dry fit shirts. I really kind of just order them wherever I can find them at. But the brand that I use mostly is A4, and actually I haven't even posted the video, but I did use I use Allo Sport, All Sport. It used to be Allo Sport, but now it's All Sport. That's the brand that I order. And for those youth football shirts that I had to fix one of them in one video, I used the C4. I think it was the C4 Sport. Let me see. Cynthia Shepherd says, I want to offer a credit card machine under you. Is there a time frame? No, just use the link that I have in the description box of this video. And anytime you use it, it'll it'll will be fine. And I try to put it on some of my video, under some of my videos, so we'll both get the $1,000 free processing. What's up, lipstick on my teeth? Glad you made it today. How you doing, Charlie Mack? Cersei Production says sublimation has a huge learning curve. Marla Smigura says brand new. My heat press and vinyl comes in this week. My sister gave me a Udo last week. Kind of scared of burning screens. It's nothing to be afraid of. You know, on the Udo, about 10 minutes will probably burn them for you. I used the that emulsion from Ryonet when I first started, and I used the Udo with it, and it took about 10 minutes on that, and it also took about 10 minutes on the QX1. And I mean, I don't believe it's gonna be a problem for you to expose screens because you have the Udo. But in order to burn the screens, you're gonna have to get started and, you know, give it a try. And instead of using those sheets, I think it will be a lot cheaper if you get you some actual emulsion and use it to coat your Udo screens with. Alright, Cersei Productions. Now my forehead look even bigger since you're on that 32-inch screen, huh? Chrissy Corey, I have a video on Udo. I can't even talk today. It's called Can I Do Business with a Udo? Can you do business with a Udo? It's a machine that it's kind of like a portable t-shirt machine. But if you really want more information, you can check out that video. Let me see. Bridget Gaynor says, I've been doing better with word of mouth than Etsy. I create a few tees for teachers on my team. From there, I start getting orders. Now I'm doing cheerleader moms and homecoming tees. That's the way you do it right there. You know, you start off doing the people that are around you, and eventually people will see what they are wearing and they'll want stuff done too. Jason N says, what is the emulsion with the most solid content? I do not know. I am not sure of your exact question. I am not going to be able to answer that one. How you doing, Steve Hazel? What's going on over there in Italy? And your question is, I'd like to ask you if you use plastisol inks and if they are better than water-based inks for textile printing. Plastisol and water-based, they can actually go hand in hand. I won't really say, or I can't really say that one is better than the other one because it kind of depends on what you're going for. Now, the plastisol inks, they won't dry out in your screen, but the other thing with that is it's easier to use the plastisol inks if you have a conveyor dryer, you know, to cure them, because they will not cure until they reach 320 degrees, and they will not dry by themselves. You know, like with the water-based inks, you can hang them dry and then you can use a heat press to cure them. But with the plastisol ink, you can leave it for a week and that shirt is still going to be wet unless it reaches 320 degrees. So I like to recommend people starting out with water-based when starting out, but I can't say one of them is better than the other one. Now, the water-based ink has a softer hand than the plastisol ink. Like the plastisol ink is, you know, usually thicker, but you can like put additives in it, and they do have some soft, what is it called? I can't think of what it's called right now, but it's some softer feeling plastisol inks. Leon Stewart says, I love this community. This is really dope, being able to talk to people like T-shirt lady, T-shirt chick, someone who's in the game, holding her thing on a successful level, and build with everyone else. Love it. Thank you. Only people like y'all make it possible, because we all get together and you know, help each other out, because I don't know everything. Some things I don't want to know. So on here, you know, if I don't know it, I'll ask somebody else, and we kind of work together to help each other. Dion Stewart said, ain't nothing wrong with your forehead. Yeah, you just seeing it on this small screen. It's kind of big, but I'm comfortable with it though. Cynthia Shepherd said that I missed my answer. I'm sorry. Can you ask the question again? Because sometimes it scrolls down. Let me see if I can go back up and find it. But sometimes, let me see, Cynthia Shepherd. Sometimes I miss a few things. Like the other day, I asked Jason Inns a question if he wanted to be a moderator. I never did get his answer because I somehow missed it and ended up having to get his answer at the end of the video. So I don't know. I'm not seeing it on here. But if you don't mind asking it again, I'm sorry I missed it, and I can try to answer it for you. Yeah, because I'm kind of looking through it and I'm not really seeing it. Let me see. How you doing, Gossip Moms? Jason says solid is kind of like how white has more pigment and is thicker emulsion with high solids holds together, sort of. I don't know. The only two that I have used is that Ryonet emulsion that I think they call it the WBP. It's like the reddish purplish looking emulsion, and the Ulano QX1. That's the only two that I've used. Bridget Gaynor says, I've learned so much from seeing. Blessing. Thanks. I appreciate you watching. Let me see. Imagination Apparel said, I'm just learning about water base. I've had problems with curing the water base. Found a video on YouTube that said I should use higher mesh counts. Yeah, the water base inks are thinner than the plastisol inks, and that could be why I was having the mistakes like I tell y'all about in the beginning, because I started out using the 110 mesh. So maybe if you get like a 156, 160 mesh. All right, Gina. She said, I can see your brain. All right. Yeah, that's why my head big. That's why my forehead big. Because I got a big brain that I only know how to use half of. I'm still learning how to use it. Jason N says, I can't tell the difference with the soft hand additive and without, even at 30%. Lipstick on my tee says, I finally got my first big order of 100 shirts, with shirts ranging in price according to size. How do you give a quote with a pre-order with exact sizes? To be honest with you, I don't like to give quotes. And like whenever I tell people quotes about my shirt, like when they come in and they ask about how much is it for this or for that? And the reason that I don't like to give quotes, and I'll explain to you my prices also, but I don't like to give quotes because they'll tell you one thing on the phone, and then they'll come in expecting something different, or come in and ask for something different than what you quoted them, and then they'll get mad because, well, you told me this over the phone, or you told me this on Facebook or wherever. Well, this was before I knew you wanted 5 colors on your shirt and a front and back print, you know. So that's the reason that I don't really like to give the quotes over the phone, you know. Basically, if I give a quote, it's going to be like, it depends. The prices start at this and range from this, and extra prints are cost more, or, you know, stuff like that. And the more shirts you order, the more you can save, you know. I kind of tell them stuff like that. But as far as just giving an exact quote, you know, I try not to say, okay, your shirts are going to be this exact price. Now, once they come in the shop and they go ahead and put everything down on that order form, and I know exactly what they want, then I can tell them exactly what the price will be. Let me see. Okay, Jason N says, if you're using 60 to 80 mesh, you need an emulsion with a high solid content to bridge the mesh correct and to last. You know what? That may be something I do need to look into, Jason, because I had so many issues when I was trying to print that glitter ink, the gold glitter ink. I made the video that I never posted because it was just a nightmare working with it. That may be something I need to look into. Scooby-Doo says, Jason, why are you so technical? You have me looking online for what the heck you're talking about. Let me see. Gotta scroll down. I'm getting behind. Mr. Love Delow says, do you plan on starting your own brand of clothing since you're already a screen printer? It will be cheaper for you because you don't have to look for a printer. You are the printer. I don't know. That I haven't never really looked into starting my own clothing line or anything. I mostly just print for my customers. Like I do basically custom printing for them, whatever they want. I don't know, maybe one day. Bridget Gainer says, T-Chick, I need for you to do more PS Photoshop videos. I've been asking my son, who's a genius at using it. He's too mean. He fusses too much at me. I have plans to do some more. I probably film something this week. I got to get to editing. I haven't really edited any videos for this week. I mean, I have quite a few that I can edit for this week, but I've been kind of lazy and haven't worked on anything yet. Let me see. What's up, W. Pierre Luis? Thank you for joining in, and I appreciate you watching. Oh, Lou, I have to try that. Lou Richard says, I believe if you copy chat before you close, you can paste it into Word and save it and print it out. Let me see. I have to try that. And then I have this issue with my printer that I was talking about earlier. Like I just came in and brought my laptop in. So if I copy and paste it, I'll probably end up having to save it and print it out later, because I don't know what the deal is with Windows 10 and my wireless laser printer. Yeah, I try to go slow. Like when I'm doing T Mason says, oh that's Bridget Gaynor says that you're right. I do go on YouTube for Photoshop, but they go too fast. Yeah, when I go watch other tutorials, I usually have to hit pause. Yeah, but so because I know that's why I try to go slow in my videos. And the first tutorial, or in my tutorials, the first tutorial I did, I was like, you know, if you already know Photoshop, this may not be for you. I try to go slow so that you can kind of keep up with me and see everything that I'm doing, and I try to explain everything. And Cynthia Shepherd says, can I get the Square Reader and not use it for the next month? Does the credit start as soon as you get it? You can get it and not use it for a year or a month or however long, but when you first sign up for it and they give you the $1,000 free, like if you sign up under me, and they'll give both of us the $1,000 free processing for 6 months. So you'll, like, say that you don't use it that first month, then you only have 5 months to use your $1,000, but you'll probably be done used it up before the end if you're getting a lot of sales. Pierre Louis says, do I use Transfer Express? No, I have never used that or Easy View Lab. T Mason says, T-shirt chick, I love watching you. I have a big forehead as well, and I just became comfortable with it at age 33. Yeah, it took me a while too. Like when I was in high school, I always wore a bang. But now I don't care. I'm just like, and if you say something about my forehead, and because I'm sure everybody got something that they don't really like as much. Well, most people. It's some people that don't, maybe. Yeah, thank you, Lou. Hey, everybody that's on here, right now it's 28 people on here. Y'all don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Let me see. Sergi Production says your chat will be available on the video at the end. No need to do anything. See, I'm over here in my shop, so once I leave the shop, I usually bring my laptop with me, and since I'm not going straight home, then I'll probably have to turn it off because I'm going over to my mom's, and I'm about to have to get off of here too y'all, because I was on at 3:30 and it's 4:29, so I'm gonna give y'all about 5 more minutes because I gotta go and get my nephew and take him to get his stuff if his party is not still going on. So how you doing, Mark Barr? Thank you for tuning in all the way from the UK. Let me see. A lot of people like I have a Canon printer also, and I like it. The HP printer that I have the KP8600. It's not, they don't offer that one anymore because it was discontinued. It's an older one, but I believe that HP or Canon, you know, that they should be some reasonably price ones, especially the Canons. I got a Canon printer at home that I use to print on CDs, but I had to use it to print transfers one time, and I think, you know, it works pretty good. I like it. Okay, somebody had asked a question earlier, and I don't know if they re-asked it or if I didn't. If I didn't answer it, if you go ahead and type it in again, I can try to answer it and put on there. Make sure you answer this, or, you know, add T-shirt chick or something, so I'll pay more attention to it. Let me see. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if I turn Cersei Productions, they will be available afterwards. But if I like how I'm at my shop, I don't leave my computer at the shop. I take it home because I like to. I have this laptop and another laptop, but the other one is an older one and it's a bit slower than this one. So I like to take this one pretty much everywhere I go, so that I won't have to use my desktop at home. I can sit in the bed and be on my laptop editing or whatever, you know. So when I leave here, I'll slide it in the little protective sleeve, and then slide it into my backpack, and everything will be gone. Mr. Love Delos, do your kids want to be screen printers? I don't think they do. I have a son that is kind of starting his own little lawn business. He have been mowing a lot of lawns this summer with his pawpaw. You're welcome, Karma Rose. All right, everybody, and I'm sorry to kind of rush off of here, but it's my nephew's birthday, and when I tell especially kids something, I don't like to tell them something and don't do it. You know, even if it's gonna put me in a bad situation financially. If I have told a kid something, I'm gonna do it. If I told them I'm gonna buy you a motorcycle, I'm gonna buy them one. You know, whatever I told them, whatever I got to do to get it done, I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna have to jump off of here. But I will be posting as many videos as I can this week. And maybe I can sneak another live stream in sometime this week. Maybe, if I have something good happen. Gina, you crazy. You crazy. Let me see. Gina, you still on here? Lipstick on my teeth says, what splinter do you have, Scooby-Doo? I'm sure she meant printer. A printer, I can't even talk. Unless she talking about Master Splinter off the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, Jason, that Thursday live was pretty fun. Let me see. All right, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm not gonna be able to stay on here too much longer, because I gotta go and check on my nephew, see how his little party is going, to make sure he is having a good day. So I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to check the description box for links. I left a few links down there for y'all if y'all interested in checking them out for the website. I don't know what else I left, but mostly for the website, the t-shirts, and you can get the free processing if you sign up using that link below for Square. So I will see you guys in the next video, and until then, Print Squad out.